Sex workers in South Africa continue to face widespread stigma because of their profession. The KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Legislature held a second symposium to look into the challenges they face. Decriminalising of sex work also took centre stage at the event. Our senior reporter Siphamandla Goge is tracking that story for us. Siphamandla, take us through some of those takeaways from this symposium.
Well, basically today's symposium focused on a number of issues that affect sex workers in South Africa. Those include the issue of the ongoing calls, the long-standing calls to decriminalize sex work. Those who were attending today's gathering said sex workers are not safe, therefore decriminalizing their craft will ensure that they are included in all the social services, but most importantly, they are protected as well. It's a long-standing call that has been made in the past, and they say there is no political will to implement the decriminalization of sex work. Hence, they were calling on authorities and lawmakers to ensure that they do make that decriminalization realized, because they say it's been long and nothing is happening. Let's take a listen.
Firstly, the criminalization of sex work took in 1975, where the colonizers in South Africa, they made sure that, they police women's bodies, specifically black women. We're in a country of this is 2022. We are saying to our government, you should revisit those laws. Remember, we're talking white supremacy here. These are laws that were clearly formed by white supremacists. Criminalization of sex work has impacted sex work in a manner that, sex workers are now, they have went underground. By saying underground, I mean they cannot voice themselves out. It's very difficult for a sex worker to be raped and walk into a police station and say, "Officer, I'm doing sex work and I'm an adult, I'm consenting, but I got raped." The police wouldn't take them seriously because of clearly sex work is still regarded as crime in the country. And funny part, for the legislature of KZN, this is one of the biggest symposium ever after the Gauteng Sex Workers Parliament. This is the symposium whereby we invited 200 sex workers, and for the fact that it's one of the those baby steps that we see the legislature taking place by making sure that sex workers' voice it's in the table. And for the fact that, as we know, KZN, it's, carries the power, KZN carries South Africa. And for KZN to be doing this through its legislative process, we believe sooner enough, before even 2024, sex work will be decriminalized in South Africa. Because if you look at the gender-based and feminism plan, it gives up to by 2024. But this is just a prediction, meaning by 2024, there might be chances that sex work will be decriminalized in South Africa.
You also spoke to the KwaZulu-Natal Legislature Speaker. What did they have to say about the reality and the prospects of sex work being decriminalized in South Africa?
They say they do acknowledge all those long-standing issues that have been raised by sex workers, but as lawmakers, they say there is very little they can do if there is no bill before them. They say it should be a process that is led by society to say decriminalize sex work, and once all of that is done, then it's processed through all legislative processes. They say for now they can only sympathize with sex workers and they do understand their calls, but for them it's just to provide the platform, open up the platform for engagement, lobby other sectors of the society that are still very much reluctant in terms of embracing these calls to decriminalize sex work. But once all of that is done, then through legislative processes they will have to take it further. However, it can only come through or from the South African society. Let's take a listen to the Speaker of the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Legislature, Nontembeko Boys.
We are only creating a platform of engagement between stakeholders and society, so that it's a discussion that is not held behind closed doors. What are the effects of the criminalization of sex work as it currently is? If we move towards decriminalization, what do they think will be the effects, especially the societal norms? How will it affect the societal norms when it eventually happens, if it ever happens? But whilst you are going to that, which is a societal discussion, we are also having a responsibility to exercise oversight of a government. As the presenters were making insight, including SAPS, the one representing the Office of the Premier, and the one from SANAC, are alluding to some of the discussions and decisions that have been taken at a national government level. Now, we have to check how far are they being implemented.
Thank you very much, Senior Reporter Siphamandla Goge, coming